When a nuclear missile hits, the destruction is instantaneous. Imagine this. A modern warhead detonates over a densely populated city like New York, London, or Tokyo. The initial blast releases energy equivalent to millions of tons of TNT. Temperatures at the epicenter exceed 10 million degrees Celsius, hotter than the sun's core. Everything within a radius of several miles is vaporized in seconds. Buildings, cars, trees, and people, gone. Even survivors outside the blast zone face the shockwave, a powerful force that can flatten buildings and toss vehicles like toys. In Hiroshima, people miles from the explosion were hurled through the air, their skin charred by the thermal radiation. The destruction doesn't stop with the blast. The intense heat ignites massive fires, creating what scientists call a firestorm. These firestorms consume all available oxygen, suffocating anyone trying to escape. In Hiroshima, temperatures rose so high that asphalt streets boiled. Survivors described a red sky and a stench of burning flesh. Entire neighborhoods were reduced to ash in hours. Now imagine that multiplied. Modern warheads are far more powerful than those dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. A single strike on a major city could trigger fires visible from space. The mushroom cloud rising into the sky isn't just a horrifying sight. It's a sign of another danger. Fallout. Radioactive particles released by the explosion are carried by the wind, contaminating everything in their path. In Chernobyl, a nuclear reactor meltdown in 1986 released fallout that spread across Europe. Even today, parts of Ukraine remain uninhabitable. The animals in the Chernobyl exclusion zone have shown mutations, and humans in surrounding areas face higher cancer rates. In a nuclear war, this fallout would cover entire continents. Crops would be poisoned, water supplies contaminated, and cities rendered uninhabitable for decades, or even centuries. A nuclear strike wouldn't just devastate cities, it would collapse entire systems. Communication networks, transportation, healthcare, and food distribution all would be destroyed in the blink of an eye. Hospitals would be overwhelmed by burn victims and radiation sickness. Medicine would run out quickly. Without electricity or clean water, even basic survival would become a challenge. Governments might try to maintain order, but chaos would likely prevail. In the confusion, crime, looting, and violence would spread. And then comes the long-term nightmare. Nuclear winter. The firestorms from burning cities would release millions of tons of soot into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight. Without sunlight, temperatures would plummet worldwide. Crops would fail, leading to mass starvation. A Rutgers University study estimated that even a limited nuclear war, like one between India and Pakistan, could cause a 1.8 degrees Celsius global temperature drop. In a full-scale nuclear war, the temperature drop could exceed 10 degrees Celsius, creating conditions similar to an ice age. Imagine a world where summer never comes, where snow blankets once thriving farmlands, and where billions go hungry. With agriculture collapsing, food supplies would dwindle. The United Nations predicts that a large-scale nuclear conflict could lead to the starvation of 2/3 of the world's population. The only way to survive a nuclear war is to prevent it. Efforts like the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons are steps in the right direction, but tensions between nations remain high. Nuclear war isn't just a possibility, it's a choice we can either make or prevent. Let's work to ensure that this nightmare never becomes our future. If this video opened your eyes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.